I think I make a mistake. And today I will try to fix it. So I will start with making my darkroom more as a living room and more as a habitable room, and I want to start with a light in my room. It's absolutely classic in Denmark. If you move inside the apartment, you have no ceiling lights and no light connections. And because I'm a big advocate of the soft light, I will install this simple light from IKEA with a big light bulb, which is also LED light. And for some reason I've just realized it's not easy to find anything which is neutral light balance, and all modern LEDs more or less tend to be warm light. I have absolutely nothing against the warm light when you're living in a room, but in the same time I don't really like it for checking my prints, because it's a little bit change interpretation of the color and change the warmth of the print. And this is one small touch, and in future it will be more things. So I have a now fill light, and I have a second light which is the main light in my darkroom. So let's go for the printing. Let's preheat all my chemicals, and I finally received 2 light bulbs, so I want to install it instead of the LEDs. And this LED is just not powerful enough. Probably it will work, and probably you can find something better, but so far I don't really want to invest a few thousand euros for a separate LED solution for my enlarger. And because I want to go in the tempo again and just rolling the ball, I just bought €5 halogen lamp with 100 watts, what is actually meant to work in this enlarger. It's quite easy to install, but I also advise you once in a while change the connectors, because they degrade with the temperature, and in the same time don't really touch the heating surfaces of the lamp, because it can decrease the lifespan of the lamp. And in comparison, if you turn it on, the light difference is just crazy. It's several times much brighter than the LED inside this enlarger. And probably it's kind of overkill for the small prints, and for bigger prints it's maybe even not enough. So I think LED in the modern world is much more reasonable solution, but in the same time it should be a much advanced technology than the simple halogen lamp. And in the same time I can say the CRI of this lamp is 100, so basically all the colors works much better with this lamp, and I think with the scanning of the film with the enlarger it also will work much better. But so far I still finding this type of solutions quite horrible, and I just stick with the printing, and I just struggle with the scanning of 120 film. So let's load the negative from München from 2022 in summer, and this shot made with the Voigtlander 50mm 1.2. And by the good tradition I shot this film and ISO 100, so I'm kind of applying one stop of. In general I don't see any reasons why you should actually shoot with the box ISO on the film in the modern days, because I think the film photography in general at the moment it's more or less about the overdrive and a little bit distortion on the colors, lights and the balance. So if you want to shoot in the box speed and you want to deliver the precise pictures, just go with the digital, and you can change the colors and emulate whatever you want. And the modern solutions for film actually can go really far, but unfortunately you still cannot replicate properly how the film works with the lights, so basically how the film overexposed and how it's compressed, the lights, and the biggest difference I think lay down inside the contrast and the contrast loops. Probably in future somebody not lazy like me will create a different plugin wherein you can combine HDR image in a different fashion and basically emulate overexposure on the film. And I think it will give you much higher quality even when the film photography will be dead. And this is exactly the same what's happening in the music industry. So we have a tube amplifiers for guitars, for example, and you still have a lot of things which you can get from there. but emulation in the modern world getting better, better and better. So my first print actually looks underexposed. I start with the steps of 2 seconds and color balance of 60-60, and next print I will seconds and go up from there. It seems that Adobe's chemistry is quite diluted, and I think it doesn't provide the same contrast what you have with the Tetanol chemistry. So I will test it in future, but I'm not sure if it's different parameters, because I have completely different darkroom at the moment and completely different setup, or it's just a dilution of the chemistry and different components inside the chemistry. So I have almost 10 rolls of film which I need to develop, and this is my backlog, and I need to scan them, and I will have a lot of work for the winter. But at the same time, I have endless and endless collection of the photos which I can print. So for the next test print, I actually delivered good enough exposure, and I will go with a 21-second exposure. But firstly, let's put everything in my lab book and make all the notes what is important. Normally I don't use a filter inside my photo head, so I go with a 60-60-0 setting. If you input the filter, you will get around 000 setting, and I don't really like it because in the same time you remove opportunity to go in opposite direction with the color balance, and this is not really what I like. And in my case, I can completely remove the filters and get more light intensity passing through the negative, and it sometimes helps with the focus. I want to go with a bigger print from here and just check if my color balance is right and if everything works fine. Since this film was greatly developed and I have zero problems with the color balance, as you can see on this first print, which is kind of a test print, I have amazing colors and a little bit muted colors. And I think if you scan the film first, you get much higher contrast and different perception of the color in the print. Unfortunately, my color calibrator is still not working, and I cannot copy the settings for the future prints, but I hope I will fix it. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.